Hi everybody, I'm PJ with Princess Craft RV here in Round Rock, Texas. Today I'm going to show you around the 2021 Lance 1985. Now you may already be familiar with Lance, but they've got some great new looks on the inside and the outside of this 1985, so I think it's worth a second look. There's also some new features, new options this year, so we'll tell you about all those. Now the Lance 1985, it is a 4-season trailer, top of the line lightweight. It is going to be 23 foot 3 inches long. The weight on it's going to be around 4,300 pounds. Of course, the one I'm going to show you is going to have every option, I think, so the weight on it goes up with the options to about 4,800. So be sure you check the trailer weight with all the options when you're looking at Lance. All right, now the price on this trailer, you should expect to pay $40,000 to $45,000 for this trailer. So many great features, great new look. Let's go inside and start there. All right, now one of the first things I want to talk about in here is there's 3 different color interiors. This interior is going to be the Mystic Shores. It's a lighter one, cream colored. If it's a little too light for you, you can always move down to the Roadster, which is going to be a brown leather, or Passage, which is a gray tone. All of them will have the same walls, the same curtains, and the same countertop here, the same wood. It's just the fabric that changes. And let's talk about the countertops. It's kind of an odd place to start, but they are so much a part of the interior of this trailer. So it's not a glossy texture and it's not a matte finish. It's kind of a mix. So it feels like a little bit of a stone look. It's got that gray marble look on it, but just a little bit of a sparkle to it. It certainly brings the interior into feeling a little more upscale. Around the bed, you've got hanging closets. The countertop, which I love because I love having a countertop on both sides that has a 120 plug and the USB ports right next to it and a 12-volt charger. Now this side of the bed actually has the light switch for the lighting that is underneath and up top. So that's your indirect lighting. The reading lights right here are controlled separately. Great if one person wants to read, the other one doesn't, right? Underneath is a drawer, so lots of personal storage here. That's really nice. Now, this has the ability to have the bed that turns into a sofa. That's a concern for a lot of people because they're concerned that maybe the bed isn't comfortable. I really don't see a lot of issues with this. Most people do not have that as a concern. You've got a fold right here, but it fits very tight. You can see where there's a crease right here, but it really isn't much of a problem. It really adds a lot more seating when you fold this up into a sofa. So you may need to move these pillows out of the way just a little bit. And then it's very easy to simply leave your covers on here, fold this in half, and it just lays right down there. And then the sofa jackknifes right up. It's that simple. There are armrests that fit right here in the edge. Now the bed, when it's folded down, does cover just a little bit of the entrance here. So you have to step around it. But once it's folded up into a sofa, there's a nice wide entrance. It really does feel like a living room right here in the middle of the trailer. Now this trailer does have the battery monitor as an option. It does have the lithium and the inverter on it, so it's a great feature. You can set it to see what kind of power is going into your battery, what's coming out. You can find out how much you've used in the last 3 hours. You can find out how much time is left if you continue to use it the way you're using it at that moment. Lots of great things you can see on this battery monitor. I like the way it's small, it doesn't stand out, it's not a big piece of equipment, but very useful if you're off the grid and wanting to see what kind of power usage you're dealing with. All right, there is the fantastic fan right above the bed, always a nice feature in the Lance. And while we're talking about moving air around, you've got windows on both sides. Now, Lance uses a frameless window. It's very easy to crank open, and when you do, you get kind of an awning style here. So the window goes out about 4 inches. The breeze, it's amazing the breeze you can get in here, and I like the fact that you can open the window when it's raining and just not have any water come in, still get some fresh air. Now there is something that's changed in 2021 in the Lance trailers, and I'm going to fold the bed back down and we're going to look right up front. Very easy to do, but let's take a look at this window up here. Now this is what we call a Stargazer window, and in the past this window was actually a glass window. It was a tempered glass, very strong, but so many people loved the window, but they wanted it to open. So this is a dual paned acrylic window, very easy to open. Just unlatch it all the way around, and it provides a lot of air. You can open it up and then tighten down these screws on both sides. So this window is going to stay open really wide or just a little bit, however you want to open it, but it is so great to have that much fresh air in the front of this trailer. You've still got the screen, the blackout shades. The screen pulls up from the bottom, blackout shade, straight down from the top, simple to use. All the great features of the Stargazer windows of the past, but even better because now it opens. Now coming into this trailer, Lance generally has light switches, the switches for the slide out and the awning right here at the entrance, and this one's no exception. They're all right here at the end of the cabinet. The slide out room, interior lights right here, of course the mood lights and the courtesy lights, so that easily turn on a light walking in. There is the exterior lights with the awning, the patio lights, and then the awning controls right next to that. Everything right here, very accessible on the upper cabinets. Down below, a 110 plug right here on the end of the cabinet. Great spot for that. You may have something that you want to put right here at the end of the counter or on this extension right here. Nice to have an extension at the edge of this counter if you have prep work, and very simple to put it right back down again. Pops right back down into place. Again, I just have to talk about this countertop. It is a laminate countertop, but you'll notice it doesn't have a banded edge, so there's nothing where the water can get in. It looks very high-end. It's actually rolled, and this is heated and pressed on here, so it is very durable and very lightweight. So, great feature here. I like the sink. It is a large rectangular sink. Let's open it up so you can take a look. It's an undermount. It looks like it's got a granite finish, which is beautiful. And I would say it's probably 7-8 inches deep. Single high arch faucet with, of course, a pull-out sprayer. So very residential. Single handle here. I like having the window right behind the sink. If you're cooking, you can vent a little bit right here, and of course you'll have the hood as well with a fan in it. So these can sit right here and give you additional countertop. Again, they're not very heavy. Really nice looking feature here. Coming around the front, the cabinets open up, and you've got storage on the left, and on the right, what they call smart storage. That's what Lance always puts in their trailers. And so you've got plastic bins that come out. They are plastic bins. You do have to pull just a bit to get them out, but the great part is they're shallow. They can hold a lot of things very efficiently. You don't have to dig through a deep drawer to find what you need. Underneath, you can see the water pump. Now it's fully exposed, and you'll see the pink fluid inside the tube because that is a very simple way to winterize your trailer. Lance makes it easy to winterize, and that's important because remember, this is a 4-season trailer. It is meant to go in all kinds of weather, extremely hot and extremely cold. Another 120 plug right here on the front. One on the side, one right here on the front, so everything's accessible. Glass top stove. So many people don't use their stove. Having something that doubles it as a countertop is a really nice feature. The way this one works, flips back and just flips up out of the way. Very easy. And then you've got a 3-burner here. Can hold nice sized pots. Oven. Now, of course, the oven is an option here, as is the microwave. You can get a microwave convection in this trailer as well, but in order to do that, the microwave has to come down below, so you can't have the oven. It's either the oven or the microwave convection at that point, and the space up above just becomes a cabinet. All right. Now let's look at the microwave. They do something a little different up here. They do a flat bottom microwave. There is no turntable in this. So not only do you not have to worry about it rattling around, but you don't have to worry about it breaking and then not being very functional as a microwave. So it is a flat bottom microwave with no turntable in it. Works well. Nice feature to have up out of the way. Of course, the hood vent with the light and the fan available right here. Let's look down below under the oven. The converter in here is going to have the breakers and fuses in it that you're used to seeing. All right here and labeled on the left. And next to that, the LP carbon monoxide detector. So it's going to detect if you have an LP leak because it's always heavier than air and drops down to the bottom, or if you have a carbon monoxide leak in here. And great thing to have. Remember, never disable them if they're going off. You have to figure out what the problem is, and if they're causing problems, replace them. On the side of the refrigerator is the panel that's going to control the water heater, the water pump, and monitor all of the tanks. In this trailer, you have a 45-gallon fresh, 45 gray, 45 black. Really large tanks, and they are heated, enclosed, 4-season. The top one is the water pump. The bottom two will actually control whether you're running that water heater on gas or electric. Middle one for gas, lower one if you want to run your water heater on electric. It's a 6-gallon water heater. Going to take care of all your family's needs here. When you push the buttons, they're going to light up and tell you where you are with your tanks and your battery. So very simple to use, very visible. Now underneath that panel is just your light switches. One is the soffit lights right up here, and the other one is going to be the lights directly above the sink. Again, I like having the options for lighting. I don't like the glare when I'm camping. Sometimes I need a little extra lighting, sometimes a little softer is better. Okay, let's take a look at the refrigerator. It is a 7 cubic foot refrigerator. It is 2-way, so it's going to run on gas and it's going to run on 110. Controls of this refrigerator are right here in between, so you don't have any bulky controls to look at the top. Stainless steel exterior, really nice look. The venting down here for the furnace. Now this has a 25,000 BTU furnace. It is ducted throughout the trailer and in the bathroom, and it's ducted down into the basement, which is enclosed. Keep those tanks nice and warm if you end up in cold weather. Let's take a look at the features in the bathroom. The 1985 is loaded with storage, and a lot of that is in the bathroom. So you've got on this left side a lot of cabinets, big cabinet spaces. Now these are 2 feet deep. They're probably 4 feet tall. You can use it for hanging clothes if you'd like, or you could put shelves, stacking bins, whether you'd want to put clothes, towels, toiletries, or a mix. Very nice space. Underneath, you have 3 drawers. So a lot of storage right here in the bathroom. Lance always uses porcelain toilets in their trailers, so that's a nice feature. Towel bar right at the top. You do have a power fan in the bathroom. Now, it's not a fantastic vent, but you certainly can add that either at Lance or at the dealership. Coming the other direction, the sink is an undermount. It's the same granite that you have in the sink in the kitchen. And it's really, for a bathroom sink, it's very deep. I would say 7 or 8 inches right in the center, with a nice modern single handle faucet at the top. Medicine cabinet above it with a vanity light. You've got 2 shelves here. And then underneath, you're going to have a little more storage. So really quite extraordinary, the storage they have in here. The shower door is actually a plastic shower door, but it runs on a rail. So you don't have to worry about it coming out of the shower when you're in it. Easy to pull that closed. It has a magnetic catch so it can't come open. And I like to point out that it's curved, so of course you get a little more room to move around. This trailer is 6'6" in the main body, so I'm 5 foot tall. It looks very spacious to me, but I know that if you're taller, that's an important fact. When you step into the shower here, they do have a little bit of a skylight, so it's about 6'5" inside the shower. You do have a shower head that you can move up and down on the pole to set at the height that works for you. Great feature here, and of course a vanity light and a ceiling light right here as you walk in the door. This is a sliding door, but that's really nice because you don't have that door in the way. Even when the door's halfway closed, halfway open, it's not something you have to work around. So this isn't the largest bathroom that you'd find in a trailer, but I find it very workable, and I love having this much storage in the bathroom. And this sliding door, it has a nice mirror on it, so if you have that bathroom door closed, you've got a little bit of a reflection there. Makes the space feel just a little bit bigger. So there's a nice 32-inch flat screen TV right up here, and of course you can tip it to face any direction that you want. It's really in a great position to be seen from most of the dinette and from the sofa area if it's folded up. It is 12 volts, so if you are boondocking, if you happen to have the lithium batteries, the inverter that can come along with this, you want to camp out in the wild and not at a campground, your TV is going to work just fine. Stereo is also Jensen, does a great job. It's going to have the Bluetooth, all the USBs, the HDMI cables, and this one does have a DVD player. Shelf underneath. You look on the left, you'll see that there's a 120 plug. There's also the satellite and cable hookup over there on the edge. If you don't need those, it's just a great place to keep some of your electronic entertainment. Now this dinette, it's a large U-shaped dinette, and it makes a great sleeping area if you're bringing extra guests. So this does not go quite into a queen-size bed, but almost. It's 56 inches wide and 78 inches long. Now, a queen is going to be 60 by 80. So the standard bed in front is a true queen, a 60 by 80. This is just a few inches short each way, but still very comfortable for most adults. Now, you might notice something interesting in this dinette. We've got 2 different cushions because I wanted to show you that if you flip this over, you can have a little different look. The all-brown base seating is really what Lance intended, and it's what you'll see in the brochures. But I wanted to let you know that if you wanted a little lighter tone, you can flip it and just have brown on the edges and a lighter tan color on the back of the seating. Just gives it a little different look. Now this seating area, I've sat at this table with 5 other adults, and you know, it's amazing how comfortable it is. One thing you'll notice, it is a step up into it, and that's on purpose. Lance has built these trailers to be low profile and tow beautifully down the road. They wanted to be as easy to tow and as lightweight as possible. Now to do that, you can drop the floor and have this go out over the wheel well. If you bring the floor up to meet the slide out, it can tend to make it feel like maybe a little bigger space, but think about it, the trailer has to go higher up in the air. So to save you those 18 inches in height, they have lowered the trailer and they have a really nice slide out. I like the way these drawers are easy to get to because they're not down on the floor. And I find it extremely comfortable to slip into this dinette. Easy for me, probably even easier for someone who's a little bit taller. So as you come up here, this is a single pole table, but it's very sturdy. You shouldn't have any problems with a wobbly table. It is a lighter gray tone. It doesn't have the marble on it, so it goes really well with any decor that's in here. You've got frameless windows all the way around, even on the sides of the slide out. And right here, you've got the screens that come down kind of for a day shade, and then a full blackout shade on top of that. Lots of options there, depending on how you want to filter the light coming in through those windows. Lighting right here at the table. Let me scoot to the other side here, because this is where the dimmer switch is, where you can actually adjust the lighting right here at the table. You may want all the lighting if you're doing some work or if you're eating, but if you wanted something a little bit nicer and not as much of a glare, it's nice to dim the lights right here and make it comfortable for you. Now let me show you this drawer underneath. These drawers are a little bit unusual in how they latch. And when the button is out all the way, it's very easy to open it. It is unlocked, and there's really no need to lock it every time you close it. What you can do when you're traveling is push that button in, and that actually locks the drawer. A little different than what most people expect, but really a very easy system to work. Now on this wall is the clock that you see in so many Lance trailers. Underneath the thermostat that's going to control the air conditioner and the furnace. Now the furnace is 25,000 BTUs, but you do have some choices in the air conditioner. So you can have a 10,000 BTU air conditioner, which works great if you're going to run off a generator. You may want something smaller. If you have a standard 13.5 air conditioner, that's going to do well cooling this even in hot temperatures, but there is an option to move up to a 15,000 BTU air conditioner, maximum cooling for those really hot days. Down below, another 120 plug along with bins right here. I can think of 1,000 things I might want to put in here to charge. So nice to actually use every inch of space. All right, well that's brought us all the way around. The few things that I can see that I haven't mentioned, there is a skylight right in the middle. Very nice if you wanted a little extra light right in the center of the trailer right here. If you didn't, there is a blackout shade that pulls across it. The AC right in the center here, and 4 speakers. You've got 2 right outside the slide out, 2 behind me, and then of course Lance is going to have 2 speakers on the outside. Okay, let's go outside and take a look at some of the new features out there. You know, the nice aluminum steps and the grab handle, great features on a Lance. Now they do have the keyless entry right here. That is an option that you can get with Lance. We see that an awful lot because it just adds a level of convenience. Now coming around this direction, the 45-gallon fresh tank has the fill right here, and next to that a small vent. The electrical connections for the TV that you can hang outside on the puck, right here. Here's the 120 connections, and on the side, the 12 volt and the USBs. Now I like the fact that this is a nice simple puck. The rest of the connection does come with the trailer. You would need to purchase a separate outside television, but very simple to hang it right here. And I like the way this doesn't mess up the graphics and really take away from the good looks on the side of this trailer. This has the mountain graphics on it, which is an option. If you don't have the mountain graphics, it is a general stripe here. We'll try to show you a picture of that. But I will have to tell you, this mountain scene has grown on me over time. It just gives it a really fresh look. The vents for the refrigerator are right next to that, and the vent for the furnace. Now, it's a good time before we finish on the outside to tell you about the construction here. This is a 4-season trailer, meaning it has dual pane windows all the way around. It has heated and enclosed tanks. It has laminated sidewalls, roof, floor, front and back, just really ready for extreme temperatures. They have thought of everything. It is an aluminum framed construction and really just such a well-built trailer. Down below here, we've got 15-inch Goodyear radials, aluminum wheels, and this trailer and most of the ones that you find on our lot have a 2.5-inch lift on it. That is an option, and it's not something that you necessarily need, but a lot of folks just want to be sure they get maximum clearance. So you might want to look for that on the list of options. You do have the 4-inch square tube bumper, and right underneath here you'll see that there is a small receiver tube. If you wanted to put a tray back here or maybe a bicycle rack, great for that. That is another option that you can get on a Lance trailer. The ladder is an option, as well as the storage rack on the top. So be sure to look for that if you feel like that's something you could use. Now the roof is a full walk-on roof on the Lances. It's a PVC, so it's very durable, 15-year warranty. I love the fat tube ladder going up, so sturdy, gonna last a long time. Backup camera is another option that you'll see on this trailer. Right up there, it does have a monitor that you plug in your vehicle. Now you can also unplug it and take it inside the trailer with you and see what's behind you when you're actually in the trailer. So that's just another way to use a backup camera. Now at the rear corner is the water heater, and remember that's gas and electric, 6-gallon. And coming around the corner, this is where all your connections are if you're at the campsite. Hot and cold, handheld for an outside shower. Directly below that is the freshwater city connection and the black tank flush. Now I love the fact that they make one white and one black. That's not always the case, but the white one is going to be the city fill that of course will connect to the hydrant to provide water if you're not pulling from your 45-gallon fresh tank. If you're cleaning out the black tank, then you'll want to connect your hose here, and that actually cleans that black tank as you're dumping them. 30-amp shore power right here, and just above that, the satellite and park connections in case the park that you're at has cable. Let's take a look in here. Great little storage bin. This is in the bathroom underneath that storage, so you've got a little more outside space here. And down below, that is where your sewer dump hoses will hook up. It is a single dump site on this one in the back, and it's got the gray and the black here. So, of course, the gray handle is going to be the gray tank, and this will be the black tank. I like to point out at this juncture that these handles actually go underneath the heated and enclosed tanks, and so the slice valve that opens and closes them is also heated, so it's not going to freeze up. So oftentimes we see that right on the outside, so your tanks may not freeze, but you can't get the valve open to dump them. So that's a nice feature. Now this trailer has the slide out cover. So it is permanently mounted up there, so every time you put the slide out, the vinyl unrolls to keep it covered, protect it from the sun, the leaves, anything that might kind of wear out the top of your trailer. It's an option on Lances. I highly recommend it. Storage in the slide out as well. This is the back of your dinette, but I find this so useful for outside gear, everything from chairs to maybe extra sewer hoses or anything like that. Up front, we're going to have another valve right here. So this valve is to drain your freshwater tank. If you wanted to drain it, you can pull this valve and it's actually going to open the tank, so it's going to dump right out underneath. That's a great feature, especially if you're in cold weather and you just wanted to drain the tank. Easy to do from right here. Next to that, on the frame, you'll see the toy lock. Undo the lock, pull that cord out. It's about 10 feet long, so you can wrap it around a generator or anything else that you'd like to secure. And it's called a toy lock because it locks up your toys. Next to that, another metal compartment that's there. Some people do use that for like extra water hoses or the gloves or anything like that. Nice little storage spot here. Now, this is a change that you'll see in 2021. You notice that there's some louvers right here because this compartment is all enclosed so that you could put two 2,000 watt generators in here. There are straps to hold them down so they don't move around, but it is enclosed and separated from the rest of the storage. In the past, this was a pass-through, but much better to have a generator compartment in case you had something that maybe had some gasoline or some fumes to it that you wanted to keep separate. Now, you don't want to run the generator while it's in here. You simply want to store it here when you're traveling. Up here on the left, this is a special lug wrench for the lugs that they use on the Lance. And, you know, it's a nice place to point out that they do use the nice baggage door slam latches. So the cabinet just latches itself when you drop it, and a magnetic catch so you don't have a clip to hold the door open. Their doors are also insulated. Now, you do have these vents here, but it's nice to have heavy-duty doors with that block foam in them. Just above, this is the electric stabilizing jacks. Now, this isn't a leveling system, but once your trailer is level, it's very easy to simply push the button, have these stabilizer jacks go down on all four corners. There's two on this side that will work the jacks on this side of the trailer, two on the other side in this exact same position. And that's going to actually stabilize the trailer so it doesn't move around when you're walking. Above that is your battery compartment. What they do with these is they lift this up so that you can pull the tray out. If you have wet cell batteries and you need to check the water, it makes it very simple to look in the top of them. Now, this is a good place to mention that you can get a lithium battery or dual lithium batteries as an option from Lance. Very unusual for manufacturers right now, but they will actually put in 1 or 2 lithium batteries, and they'll put in a 1500 watt inverter. Now, that inverter is going to allow you to use your 110 plugs when you're not plugged into shore power and run some smaller appliances or your computer. Very helpful, and how nice to have that done at the factory. All right, be sure to check in with your dealer, and if you are looking at a Lance that doesn't have those, it can be added afterwards. Just ask your dealer to help you with that if your trailer has already been built and it didn't have those features on it. Let's move around the front because Lance does the same fiberglass cap that they have always done, an ABS rock guard underneath. I love the LED lights in the front, so it really lights up the front of your trailer at night if you need that. Now, another option you can get from Lance is the Tri-5 propane, and you will see that on almost all the Lances out there. And you get this wonderful ABS plastic cover, so everything is protected from the weather, the bugs. The top just flips open so that you can reach in and turn on the tanks and see the regulator to see if a tank is almost empty. This third tank up in the front is your Try 5, which is the 5-gallon tank, so you've got 15 gallons here. But this third one up front, it isn't connected, it's just your spare. All right, Lance uses a smart jack, again an option, but I love this smart jack because you can program it to go to the exact height that you need when you're connecting to your vehicle. A little bit of programming, a couple of pushing the buttons in the appropriate way, and it's going to go up to be the exact height you need it to be. Great feature. They also added the plug holder, keep the plug out of the dirt, and some little hooks on the back so your chains are nicely out of the way. Great feature there. Makes everything just a little more convenient. You can see from the outside this window being open. Just really opens up that trailer on the inside. Tons of airflow. All right, that brings us back around to the front of this trailer. And again, you're going to see the second battery. These are connected, but they put one on each side so it's easily accessible. Again, if you have a wet cell battery, super easy to check. All right, slide that back in here. And underneath, these are the switches for the 2 electric stabilizer jacks on this side. Now those electric stabilizer jacks and the electric tongue jack are options with Lance, but I do see them on almost everything that's built. The other side of that, what used to be a pass-through storage, it is not anymore because you have the generator compartment on the other side. You can still get the optional pull-out tray. Now this tray slides out. Look at that space. You can fit a lot of gear in here. Makes it very accessible. And just above that is going to be a 4-foot table. Now this is a freestanding table. You can pull out and set anywhere you want to. But I like the fact that it has a place to store that really doesn't take up all your storage because it's hanging at the very top of this compartment. Right here underneath, you'll see a switch, and all you do is touch that light and it goes on and off. So you don't have to find the button, you just touch the light and it's going to come on. And right underneath is the switch for the LED lights on the front of the trailer. Okay, slam latch, and you're ready to go. You know, there are so many great features on this trailer. One of the ones I like the most is the awning. The awning is really unique because it doesn't have any arms. It's going to come out so that it gives you the maximum shade without having this aggravating arm that you're going to run into when you're walking around in front of your trailer. So the best thing about this awning, it has a wind sensor. If the wind kicks up, it puts itself away. You just can't beat that. Now there is so much to talk about with Lance trailers. I think I've covered a lot of it. Of course, if I didn't, you know the drill. Just leave us some comments. We'll try to answer every one of them. We appreciate you watching. I'm PJ here at Princess Craft in Round Rock, Texas. Thanks so much, and I will see you next time.